So I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Imagine, if you will, the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe playing a celebrity baseball game against MLB players past and present. And that's what you have right here on your live stream. It is Avengers Baseball, a created franchise that have been placed into the National League West for a 162 game schedule. It's the middle of May, well, really the beginning of May 8th, going into May 9th. As you can see from the standings, they've taken the place of the San Diego Padres. They're in second place, a game and a half, tied with the Diamondbacks, a game and a half back of the LA Dodgers. So let's jump into this game. Let's get this started. So good thing is that they're playing against the LA Dodgers. They won the first of a 3-game set 7-2. So if they win this game, they'll only be a half game off the first place lead. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, is the starter. Few organizations' games. Play game. Play full game. We are the away team at Dodger Stadium. I don't like the MLB Network. I like the show theme a lot better, personally. Chris Pratt, 4-0. Everybody looks good. Let's rock and roll with this lineup. Let's do this. I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer, the PS4, run the bases for me. The difficulty level for hitting and pitching is set to All-Star. Yes, there are people that are better than me, but that's what I like to play on. All-Star gives me a good challenge, and yet I win most of the time, because who doesn't want to win? Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for some Major League Baseball here at Dodger Stadium as the Hollywood Avengers visit the Los Angeles Dodgers for this National League West rivalry. On the mound for the Dodgers is Luis Castillo, making his 8th start of the season. His record is 4-1 with a 2.76 earned run average. And leading off for the Avengers is the new Captain America, Anthony Mackie, hitting .317 on the season. Checks his swing, pitches inside, ball 1. Dodgers are 25-12, good for first place in the NL West. That is Robinson Cano at second base and Stan the Man Musial in left field. Count is 1 ball and no strikes on Anthony Mackie. Circle changes low, count is 2 balls and no strikes, 58 degrees and clear skies here in this early May matchup in Los Angeles, California. 2 balls, no strikes on Mackie. And he yanks it foul up the first base line. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Pops it up. Third base side, Joe Torre is there. He makes the catch for out number 1. Starting lineup for the Avengers, Anthony Mackie leads off. Tom Holland bats second, plays second base. Robert Downey Jr. is at first. Chris Evans is at catcher. Chadwick Boseman is at third. Don Cheadle is the center fielder. Mark Ruffalo is the DH. Idris Elba is in left. And batting ninth is Dave Bautista playing right field. 388, 6 homers, 31 runs batted in is Spider-Man, up there with 1 away here in the top of the first. Pitch is in there, strike 1. Tom Holland is so far been the best hitter on the team in this first 6 weeks of the season. And just like usual, over the head, he's going to make a big turn at first and head to second. It is a 1-out double for Tommy Holland. Spider-Man. It's his 11th double of the season. It's just been on the money so far. Over the head of Xander Bogaerts and into left center field. So next up is Robert Downey Jr. 266, 4 homers, 20 runs batted in. First baseman on this team. And he yanks it high and deep. Back goes Judge to the track. He makes the catch just at the warning track. Gave it a ride, but there's now 2 away here in the first. Thought he had enough, but not quite. So, the man who plays Steve Rogers in the Marvel Universe, Chris Evans, steps to the plate. 339, 4 homers, 15 runs batted in. Runner at second, 2 away. They'll need a hit to get him in. Comes a pitch from Castillo. Circle changes low, ball 1. Fouls off the changeup. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Evans. Low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Evans is a switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Louis Castillo. Holland leads off second. Inside, hitters count, 3 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Chadwick Boseman. Here comes the pitch. And he's late on the fastball, out of play. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Evans. Holland leads off, second base. Slow bouncer up the third base line, charging is Torrey, throws in time, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of a half inning here at Dodger Stadium. It's the Dodgers and the Hollywood Avengers, no score. On the mound for the Avengers is Star-Lord, Peter Quill, played by Chris Pratt. He's making his 8th start. He's 4-0 with a 3.94 earned run average. So far, no losses this season. Leading off for the Dodgers is the third baseman Joe Torre. 305, 9 homers, 24 runs batted in.
The third baseman, Joe Torre.
Strike 1. Avengers are 10 games over 500, good for third place in the NL West. That's Anthony Mackie at short and Dave Bautista in right. Here comes the pitch from Pratt. Changeup is low. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Line drive caught by the first baseman for the first out here in the bottom of the first. Starting lineup for the Dodgers, Joe Torre's at third. Robinson Cano is at second. Stan Musial in left. Big Poppy's at first. Aaron Judge is in right. Steve Finley is in center. Xander Bogaerts is the shortstop. Willie Calhoun's at DH. And batting ninth is Danny Jensen playing catcher. 287, 9 homers, 18 runs batted in. Stepping up to the plate is Robinson Cano. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Knuckleball ball floats in there. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Cano. Swinging out in front of the changeup. Strikes him out swinging. There's 2 away. Star-Lord's first strike out of the ballgame. Up next is Stan the Man Musial. 293, 9 homers, 21 runs batted in. 2 outs, bases empty here in the first. Fouls off the fastball, strike 1. Stan Musial, I think, played in the 50s and 60s for the San Luis Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. Just gets a piece of the knuckler. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Musial. Star-Lord sets and delivers. And he pulls the cutter foul. So this is the second game in a 3-game series between the 2 ball clubs. The Avengers won the first game 7-2. And he pops it up. Steve Rogers jumps out of his crouch, makes the catch to retire the side. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for Star-Lord. And after 1 inning of play here at Dodger Stadium, still no score. So we go to the top of the second inning. Up steps the late, great Chadwick Boseman, hitting .325, 3 homers, 13 runs batted in. He's the third baseman for the Hollywood Avengers. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up. Big Poppy charges towards the mound. He makes the catch, 1 pitch, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Dodgers in the outfield from left to right is Musial, Finley, and Judge. And in the infield, you have Joe Torre, Xander Bogaerts, Robinson Cano, David Ortiz, with Danny Jensen behind home plate. Up next for the Avengers is War Machine, the center fielder Don Cheadle, hitting .325 on the season. Takes high ball one. He has 4 homers and 20 runs batted in on the season. We are in early May. And he yanks it towards the right fielder, but barely has to move. Judge makes the catch for out number 2. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Up next is the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. .321, 7 homers, 27 runs batted in. Excuse me. Pitches outside, ball 1. Two down here, bases empty, top of the second, no score. Fouls off the fastball, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike on Ruffalo. Hemedal is on deck with 2 away. Comes the pitch. And that's a line drive. It will be a base hit to center field. It's a 2-out single for the Avengers. And the inning will continue.
Number 63.
So next up is Idris Elba. He's cold in his last 7 games. Overall, he's hitting .268, 2 homers, 19 runs batted in. He plays Hemedal in the Thor franchise in the Marvel Universe. Still no score. Runner at first, 2 away. Fouls off the 97-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. Ruffalo leads off first. Down the third base line, it will roll all the way into the left field corner. Rounding second and heading to third is Ruffalo. It's going to be second and third with 2 away. And the inning will continue. 2 runners now in scoring position. Here's the replay. Joe Torre wasn't close enough to the line. Didn't go into the corner, but had he gone into the corner, it might have been an RBI double. So next up is Dave Bautista, or Drax the Destroyer, .288, 5 homers, 17 runs batted in. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Pitches outside. No, called a strike by the home plate umpire. So the count is no balls and 1 strike on Bautista. Checks his swing, sliders outside. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Ruffalo leads off third. Elba leads off second. Dave Bautista's at the plate. In the dirt, bounces away, but nice block by Danny Jensen. 2 balls, 1 strike on the hitter. Out in front of the slider, count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. No score here in the top of the second. Here comes the pitch from Castillo. And he skies it to right. Playable for Aaron Judge. He makes the catch to retire the side. So they strand runners. After an inning and a half of baseball here at Dodger Stadium, still no score. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up steps David Ortiz, hitting only .212 on this early season. Big Papi played for the Boston Red Sox during his major league career. At the knees, strike 1. WAR stands for wins against replacement. It would take me 2 innings to explain what wins against replacement is. So just the higher the number, the better. In there, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Big Papi. I think he's a little too skinny, to be honest. Pops it up, racing over is Chadwick Boseman at third. Near the dugout, makes the catch for out number 1. Defensive alignment for the Avengers in the outfield from left to right is Elba, Cheadle, and Batista in the outfield. Infield third base over is Chadwick Boseman, Anthony Mackie, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr. with the catcher Chris Evans behind home plate. So next up is Aaron Judge, 259 homers, 17 runs batted in. In there at the knees, strike one. Misses with the changeup low, count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Aaron Judge plays for the New York Yankees in real life. He had a great rookie season. Drives it foul, count as 1 and 2. Great rookie season, hit 52 homers in a full season, and has not been able to stay healthy ever since. I think he's in year 4 or 5 of this major league career. Swing and a miss at the cut fastball down and in. It's 2 away. That's the second strikeout for Chris Pratt.
Batting fifth, the center fielder, Steve Finley.
Just tied him up in knots. Next up is the center fielder, Steve Finley. 336, 10 homers, 33 runs batted in. Left-handed hitter against the lefty Star-Lord. Circle change in there, strike one. Pratt is 4-0 so far in this season. And this is his start number 8. That's a deep drive to center, left center field. Racing over is Don Cheadle at the warning track. Makes the catch to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Peter Quill at the end of 2 innings of play. Still no score. So we go to the top of the third. And in the dugout is Heidi Watney. Sorry, Heidi, there's something wrong with your microphone. We're going to have to cut away. We'll send a technician down there to fix it. In the meantime, up steps Anthony Mackie, the leadoff hitter, who's hitting .315 on the season. He popped out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Castillo sets and delivers. Outside, ball 1. Mackie was 2 for 5 with 3 runs batted in yesterday's 7-2 victory over the Dodgers. That's a deep drive to right center field, but playable. Judge makes the catch, 1 away.
The batter, number 8.
So the National League West Division, as you can see, the LA Dodgers are in first place. The Arizona Diamondbacks are in second place, 1 game back. And the Hollywood Avengers, a game and a half back, they've taken the place of the San Diego Padres in the National League West. So next up is Spider-Man, who doubled in his first at-bat. 1 out, no one on here in the top of the third. Down and in, ball 1. So Tommy is 6 for his last 12. He's been super hot as of late.
That's ball 2.
Inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Late on the slider, count as 2 balls and 1 strike on Holland. Three balls, 1 strike. Hitters count. On deck is Iron Man. Hard ground ball to Big Papi. Racing over. He's not going to make it. So Castillo was late in getting over. It'll be a base hit. He's 2 for 2 now. Runner at first. Next up is Tony Stark, 0 for 1. A lot of speed at first base. Checks the swing inside, ball 1. Tony's hitting 264 on the season. He's going down and in. No throw. It's a stolen base for Tom Holland. Now there'll be a runner in scoring position for Robert Downey Jr. with a 2-0 count. That's a line drive, base hit over the head of the first baseman. Rounding third and heading home is Spider-Man. He's going to make the turn at first and head to second. Throw to second is not in time. It's an RBI double for Robert Downey Jr., double number 7 on the season, and the MCU now takes a 1-0 lead. Here's the replay. No chance at first base for Big Papi. So next up is Chris Evans. Grounded out in the first, he's 0 for 1. Tony Stark is leading off second. Pitch is high, ball 1. Chris is hitting .336 on the season. He plays Steve Rogers in the Marvel Universe. And that's a deep drive. Oh, that ball is caught at the warning track. Tagging and heading to third is Tony Stark. So they'll be 2 away here in the inning. Gave it a ride, but not quite far enough. So runner at third and 2 away, and up steps T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, who's 3 for 6 in the series, but he popped out in the second inning today. So and it is a blue base hit to left. It is an RBI single for Chadwick Boseman. T'Challa gets the RBI single, and it's a 2-0 lead for the MCU. Pitching coach for the Dodgers steps out onto the mound to talk to Castillo. Settle him down. Next up is Don Cheadle. James Rhodes is 0 for 1. Pitch out, but nothing doing. No attempt to steal. One to no count. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Just for accountability's sake, once a game I like to show what the difficulty setting is set at. Difficulty setting All-Star, pitching difficulty All-Star. I like to show that once a game. So runner leading off first, 2 away, 2-0 lead for the Avengers. They've plated 2 runs in this inning. Chases the high fastball, 2 balls and 1 strike on War Machine. Pulls it foul. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the third. Runner leads off first. 2-0 lead for the Avengers. Just misses off the plate. Count is full, 3-2. Runner at first will be off with the pitch. And he's late on the fastball. 2-seamer action. And we'll do it again. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Quick throw to first. Don't really know what reason there is behind that. With a 3-2 count, he's going to be taking off regardless. So ground ball just misses up the third base line. It's a foul ball. Almost had extra bases. You doing okay? Yeah, I'm doing okay. Thank you, Mr. Outlander. Thank you for joining the stream. Always a pleasure to see your name pop up. Sky high, infields. Joe Torre makes the catch, but the MCU scores 2 runs, and after 2.5 innings of baseball here in Dodger Stadium, the Hollywood Avengers take an early 2-0 lead. So we go to the bottom of the third. Xander Bogaerts hitting .406, 8 homers, 28 runs that inning. He's riding a 10-game hitting streak. Oh, maybe it's because my phone volume was low. You just don't sound normal. Okay, well, I'm glad you told me that. Hold on a second. Let me check to see. I'm going to unplug. Check 1 2, check 1 2. Microphone switch to the headset connected to the controller. If you can't hear me, please let me know. Thank you so much for letting me know. Here comes a pitch from Star-Lord. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Maybe there's a volume. It's good? Thank you so much. The Outlander Show. Those of you that are interested, I would very much check out that YouTube channel, The Outlander Show. Lots of great content. Knuckle curve floats in there. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Xander Bogaerts. Jams him inside with the cut fastball. Count remains 0-2. Just gets a piece of the circle change to stay alive. It's one thing that I don't like about this setup. You should be able to see like an audio gauge at the top of the screen where it says elapsed time, showing you that you have audio. It's one thing that I think they missed the boat on. Shallow fly ball to center, racing in is Don Cheadle. He makes the catch for out number 1 here at the bottom of the third. I don't think I asked, but do you got a kid or a nephew or anything? No, no kids, no kids. Nephew, I mean, I got some nieces and nephews, but not any that really like the video game stuff. Couple of nieces. Next up is Willie Calhoun hitting 236. Here comes the pitch from Star-Lord. Fouls off the knuckleball, strike 1. Willie has 3 homers in his last 5 games. He's been starting to cook. Out in front of the cut fastball, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Calhoun. My son said, come lay down with me and watch TV, so I go and lay down on my bed. He put all of his Legos underneath my sheet. I guess that was his idea of a joke. Ooh, that might have been painful. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Calhoun. I'll tell you what, that video, the last video that you made, is really awesome. Fouls off the fastball, 97 on the radar gun. So the Outlander show put together someone obviously asked the Outlander, why don't you do online Madden football matches? Why don't you, play against people online? Because he usually does a franchise, does drafts and stuff. So he said, all right, I'll play somebody. He ends up slaughtering this person. Slow roller. He decides to take it himself. The foot race to the bag. Tony Stark makes it. There are 2 away. Not to mention the commercial breaks with the UFC fighting was very cool. It was very creative. So next up is the number 9 hitter for the Dodgers, Danny Jansen, hitting 262. He's the catcher. Misses inside with the cut fastball. Ball 1. At the knees, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. Checks the swing, but it's in there. Count is 1 and 2. That's right, I said that. Count is 1 and 2. Misses outside with the circle change. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the third, 2-0 lead for the MCU. Here comes the pitch from Star-Lord. Just gets a piece of the fastball to stay alive. And he puts the bat on the ball to keep the at-bat going. Slow roller charged by Mackey. Throws to first in time. No, pulls him off the bag, and the inning will continue. E6 on the new Captain America. So the lineup turns over. Up there for his second plate appearance is the third baseman, Joe Torre, who lined out in the first. Grounder. Mackey scoops at the second for the force, and the side is retired. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left on at the end of 3. It's the Hollywood Avengers 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers, nothing. Top of the 4th. Up steps the Incredible Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. He had a hit in his first at-bat. And that's a deep drive towards the left center field gap. Back goes Steve Finley to the track. The wall makes the catch on the warning track for out number 1. Deep drive, but a lot of real estate. Road to the show report. I have no care at all about the minor leagues. Next up is Idris Elba, who doubled in his first at-bat. Circle change in there, strike 1. Big fan of Idris Elba. going all the way back to ground ball foul up the first base line. I played a few more games online, 7-2 record. I'm not surprised. My most frustrating aspect of that is I noticed that when you play people online, pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes on Idris Elba. Play people online, if you start to win, they quit at halftime, they quit in the third quarter. It's irritating to me. I want to see what the final score of the game is going to be. Strike him out swinging. Swings, misses at a pitch out of the strike zone high. That's Castillo's first strikeout of the game, and there are 2 away. This was not a strike. Up in his eyes. So next up is Drax the Destroyer. Drax flew out in his first at-bat. He's 1 for 5 in the series. Ground ball late on the fastball. Strike 1. One I quit because the guy kept using racist slurs towards me and talking about ending me. You see, that's what I'm talking about. It's you know, you never know what you're going to get when you play online. I'm not a big fan of it. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. People try to get in your head by talking shit. Then they say things that are disgusting. And 2 balls and 1 strike on Batista, a former WWE wrestler. Out in front of the circle change, count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 4th. 2-0 lead for the MCU. Grounder to Robinson Cano, throws to first in time, and the side is retired. So, 4.5, well, check that, 3.5 innings of play. It's the Hollywood Avengers 2, the LA Dodgers nothing. I don't know if I should say it yet. I might jinx myself, so I'm not going to say anything. Up next is Robbie Cano, leading off the bottom of the 4th. I'll say 3 shutout innings and just leave it right there and not say a word. Pitch is low, ball 1. Swing and a miss out in front, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Strike 2. Just blew it by him. 97 on the radar gun, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball through the teeth of the shift, and the no-hitter is gone. It is the first hit of the ball game here in the bottom of the 4th for the LA Dodgers. Robbie Cano is on first. Here's the replay. Beat the shift. Still jinxed myself, even without saying it. Next up is Stan the Man. Popped out in the first. And that's a deep drive racing over towards the corner. He will not make it. It will bounce off the foul pole for a ground rule double. That is, I believe, double number 11 for Stan Musial. And the runners will be at 2nd and 3rd here in the 4th. Tying runs in scoring position for Big Papi with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. I'm playing later on tonight, not very late. I'm going to take a break from the baseball, and then I'm going to try to get on and play a little bit of the zombie horror game called Days Gone. I'm not going to be playing super late because it's Thursday night. I'm a fan of a stream called Critical Role. I like to watch the first half of that. So it depends on if I could squeeze in a little bit of Days Gone, but it's baseball and then that. Checks the swing with the knuckle curve, finds the corner, strike 1. Inside corner with the fastball, 2 quick strikes on Big Papi. So the tying runs are in scoring position here in the bottom of the 4th for Big Papi. Let's see what happens. Fouls off the fastball. Still 0-2. Fouls off the circle change. And he just gets a piece of a Vulcan change, whatever a Vulcan change is. I guess Major League Baseball players are playing Star Trek now. I don't know what the hell that is, but whatever. You can call it whatever they like. Pops it upstairs behind home plate, and the at-bat will continue. No balls, 2 strikes, and nobody out. 2 runners in scoring position. The tying runs here in the bottom of the 4th. Just gets a piece of the circle change to stay alive. Still 0-2 on Big Papi. And he grounds it up the third base line. It is a foul ball. 8 pitches this at bat. Here comes pitch number 9 from Star-Lord. And he reaches out and slaps it towards the Dodgers dugout. And it's a pop-up in the infield, probably the infield fly. No. Because it's second and third and there's no force at any base. It's just a pop-up, no infield fly rule. So 1 away, the runner does not score from third. Next up is Aaron Judge, the right fielder, struck out in the second. He's 0 for 1. And he popped it up right in front of the second base bag. Mackey is there. He's cutting the check. There's 2 away. Now they need a hit to get those runs in.
The center fielder, number 12, Steve Finley.
So the left-handed hitter, center fielder, Steve Finley, 0 for 5 in the series so far. Steps up. Fouls the cut fastball behind home plate for strike number 1. He's hitting .300 with runners in scoring position in these first 6 weeks of the season. Just gets a piece of the changeup, but now they are 1 strike away. They had first, second, and third and nobody out, and now they are 1 strike from getting out of this jam. Foul ball, count remains no balls and 2 strikes on Finley. Pulls the knuckler, foul, counts 0-2. And again, he fouls off the high fastball. Grounder to Tom Holland at second, backhands it, throws to first in time, and the side is retired. So they get out of the jam after 4 innings of baseball here in Dodger Stadium. It's the Hollywood Avengers 2, the LA Dodgers nothing. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for watching. I am RC Robbin. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. Leading off, Anthony Mackie, the new Captain America. Sorry for the spoiler. He's 0 for 2 today. And that's a drive towards right center field. Racing over is Aaron Judge to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away here in the top of the 5th.
Now batting, second baseman,
Tom Holland's hitting .396 on the season. He's 2 for 2 today. He has a single and a double. Bases empty, 1 out. Fouls off the fastball, strike 1. Inside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Spider-Man. Checks the swing, pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. And he slices it out of play. Count will even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases empty, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 2-0 lead for the MCU. Full count, 3-2. On deck is Iron Man. And he jams him. Foul ball. Out of play. Castillo sets and delivers. Swing and a miss. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Struck him out swinging. There's 2 outs. Pitch speed comparison brought to you by the Outlander Show. 98 to 97. Chris Pratt is losing the pitch speed comparison, but he's winning the game 2-0. So with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, up steps Tony Stark. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI double today. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball to Big Papi, takes it himself, and the side is retired. So it's an easy inning for Luis Castillo. After 4.5, it's the Avengers 2, the Dodgers nothing. So So we go to Heidi Watney, our sideline reporter, but unfortunately there's something wrong with your microphone. We apologize, Heidi. We're going to send a technician down there to check that out. In the meantime, we go to the bottom of the fifth. Xander Bogaerts flew out in the third. He is 0 for 1. It's his second plate appearance. He's hitting .403 on the season. In there, strike one. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for showing up. If you're watching on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. Grounder up the middle. The new Captain America Fields fires one away here in the bottom of the fifth.
The batter, the designated hitter.
Next up is the DH Willie Calhoun. He's 0 for 1, grounded out in the third. Knuckleball floats in there for strike one. Calhoun is on a modest 5-game hitting streak. Star-Lord is 4-0 on the season, and he's doing well this game. He's leading 2-0. Fouls the fastball back. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. High pitch count, however. Be tough for him to get the complete game shutout, considering how high his pitch count is. Line drive to the first baseman. Robert Downey Jr. stabs it. There's 2 away. Nice play by the captain. Well, he's not really the captain. I think of Tony Stark as the guy running the show, but he's not the captain. That would be inappropriate to call him the captain. There's 2 other guys on that list. So 2 away, up steps the number 9 hitter, Danny Jansen, who's reached on an error in the third, so officially he's 0 for 1. 2 outs, bases empty, 2-0 lead for the Avengers. Knuckler finds this corner, strike one. Swings and fouls off the high breaking ball. Count quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Jansen. Swing and a miss, the cut fastball struck him out swinging, and the side is retired. 5 innings complete. It's an official ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Here at Dodger Stadium, it's the Avengers leading 2-0. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps the original Captain America, Steve Rogers. Chris Evans is 0 for 2. And it's just a bouncer in front of the mound, jumps off, Calhoun throws in time, 1 away. Nice play by Luis Castillo to jump off the mound and make that play. 1 pitch, 1 away. Next up is the late, great Chadwick Boseman, who has an RBI single today. He's 1 for 2. T'Challa. And that's a line drive, but I have a feeling it is playable. In front of the warning track, it dies out there for Stan Musial. 2 pitches, 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Quick inning. Next up is Don Cheadle. James Rhodes. He's 0 for 2. Pitch from Castillo. Out in front of the circle change, strike one. 2 pitchers warming up in the Dodgers bullpen. Right-hander Anthony Bass, lefty Brett Martin getting loose. That's a line drive to center, but there is Finley. It's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Luis Castillo after 5.5 innings of play. Still a 2-0 lead for the Avengers. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. The lineup turns over once again. Leadoff hitter Joe Torre steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. It's his 3rd plate appearance. Line drive. It is down the right field line, racing over into the corner. Goes Drax the Destroyer. It's going to be a walk, a leadoff double for Joe Torre here in the bottom of the 6th. That's his 9th double of the season. Doubles leaders on the Dodgers. Xander Bogaerts leads the team at 19. Joe Torre is 3rd on that list. So, runner in scoring position. The tying run comes to the plate in Robinson Cano. And that's a line drive base hit. Comes up throwing. Torrey holds at third, but however, 2 runners are on. First and third, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. And up steps Stan Musial, Hall of Famer, left-handed hitter, doubled in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. I think it's time to go to the manager's office and the bullpen. I'm going to warm up. I'm going to warm up Vision, and I'm going to warm up Ant-Man. And I'm going to go back to the manager's office and send the pitching coach out to have a little conversation with Pratt to calm him down. Like I said before, Stan Musial doubled in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. So let's see what happens. Inside corner, strike 1. So tying run is at first. Go ahead run is at the plate. Circle change is low. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls it behind home plate. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Stan the Man. And that is a line drive headed towards the left center field gap, and it will fall in there. 1 run will score. Don Cheadle throws it in. They'll stop at third. It is an RBI double for Stan the Man, and it is a 2-1 ball game on Stan Musial's 12th double of the season. And it's 3 straight hits to lead off the bottom of the 6th for the Dodgers. Tying run is at third base 90 feet away. Up steps David Ortiz, Big Papi, who is 0 for 2. Pops it up in the infield, playable. Tom Holland is there. He makes the catch for out number 1. So he fails to get the tying run home. 1 away. Aaron Judge is up. I'm going for it. I'm keeping him in. Fastball is low, ball 1. Aaron Judge is hitting only 161 with runners in scoring position so far this season. Knuckler floats in there for strike 1. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss at the fastball. Strike 2. So 2 runners in scoring position here. It's a 1-run ball game, 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And there's 2 away, and he failed to get the runner home from third. That's Pratt's 4th strikeout of the ball game. Next up is Steve Finley, 2 away. Single can score 2 runs. He's 0 for 2. He's hitting .331 on the season. Here comes the pitch from Star-Lord. Misses off the plate, ball 1. This is a big moment in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Swing and a miss, the circle change out in front. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike on Finley. And that's a line drive, pulls it into the seats, but he's 1 strike away. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. Grounds it. Throws to first in time, and the side is retired. 1 run does score for the Dodgers, but they hold the lead. At the end of 6 innings of play here at Dodger Stadium, it's the Avengers 2 and the Dodgers 1. Oof. All right. Anthony Bass comes out of the bullpen to pitch for the Dodgers here in the top of the 7th. 16th appearance out of the bullpen. He's 2-2 with a 2.95 earned run average. And leading off is Mark Ruffalo, 1 for 2, the man who plays the Incredible Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Manager, bullpen. Righty, lefty, righty. Paul Rudd is coming in. Scheduled to put in Paul Rudd. Okay. Top of the 7th, 2-1 lead. Here we go. Inside, ball 1. Oh, that's a deep drive. It is high. It is far. It is gonzo. That is a solo home run for Mark Ruffalo, his 8th of the season. Hulk smash. And they get their 2-run lead back. It's 3-1 Avengers here in the top of the 7th. Oh, yeah. Hulk is always angry. Let's watch this replay. Boom. Oof. Sorry, Mr. Bass. So, next up is Idris Elba. 1 for 2 with a double in the second inning. It's 3-1 lead. Fastball's in there, strike one. Elba plays Hemedal in the Marvel Universe. Pulls it foul up the first base line. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Elba. Low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outside, count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Avengers won the first game of this 3-game series 7-2, so the Dodgers are looking to even the series with a win. Grounded third base line from foul territory. Jump throw for Joe Torre. Beautiful play for the first out here in the top of the 7th. Nice play by Joe Torre. From foul territory, off balance, gets him easily. Next up is Drax the Destroyer from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Dave Bautista is 0 for 2. Checks the swing, changeup's outside, ball 1. Slider outside, 2 balls and no strikes on Bautista. And that's a line drive to center, barely has to move. Steve Finley makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, number 9.
So the leadoff man steps in again, Anthony Mackie. He is 0 for 3 today, the new Captain America. Pitches outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes on Mackie. So 3 balls and no strikes. Will he have the green light on 3-0? No, he will not. I do not swing on 3 balls and no strikes. I always take a pitch. It's worth the pitch just to see if I can get on base. Outside corner, but a strike. Now it's a hitter's count, 3-0, and the handcuffs are off. Here comes the 3-1. Fouls off the high fastball, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 7th, 3-1 lead for the MCU. Here comes the pitch from Bass. And he skies it to center field. There is Steve Finley. He makes the catch to retire the side. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. Here in Game 2 of this series at Dodger Stadium, it is the Avengers 3, the Dodgers 1. Take me out to the ball game. Do I want to change pitchers? Do I want Ant-Man to come in? Yes, I do.
Your attention, please.
Ant-Man is pitching in his 14th game out of the bullpen. His record is 1-0 with a 3.29 earned run average. And leading off here in the bottom of the 7th is Xander Bogaerts. 0 for 2, but he's hitting an even 400 here in May. Strike 1. Misses with the changeup. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Out in front of the changeup, check that, the curveball, 12-6. Count as 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's go, African Giant Gaming. Welcome to the stream. Line drive, foul ball. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. It is a 3-1 lead for the MCU here in the bottom of the 7th. You're not too late. You are my good luck charm, African Giant Gaming. Thank you so much for dropping in on the stream. Those of you that are unaware, he has a YouTube channel of his own. It's great. A lot of really cool content. I think you should check it out. Not right now, but, after. So, you know. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Xander Bogaerts. Here comes the pitch. Oh, that's a deep drive. And Idris Elba just watches it go. It is a solo home run for Xander Bogaerts. Home run number 9 on the season. And it is a 1-run ball game as the Dodgers now trail 3-2. Oh my goodness. Woo. Here's the replay. Oh, crunch. He said, give me that homer, he said. All right, still nobody out. Up steps Willie Calhoun. Calhoun's 0 for 2. Looked like a strike, but missed, according to the home plate umpire. Count as 1 ball and no strikes on Calhoun. Line drive heading foul territory for strike 1. Count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Misses with the 2-seamer. Count as 2 balls and 1 strike. I'm going to go back to the bullpen and the manager. I'm going to warm up. I've got Vision Paul Bettany warming, but I also want to get Ed Norton warming up. Ed Norton is the first guy to play the Hulk in the Marvel Universe back in, I think, 2007, 2009. I'm not sure. Anyway. Swing and a miss out in front of the 12-6. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Willie. Just misses off the plate. The count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that's a line drive headed over into the corner. It is a foul ball. And we'll do it again. Misses. And he just walked the tying run. Tying run is now at first base. So Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, comes in, gives up a home run to the first batter. He sees them, walks the next batter. And up next is the number 9 hitter, Danny Jansen, who's 0 for 2. So, hometown crowd is getting excited. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 96 on the radar gun. Twelve to 6 curveball in there. Count as quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Jansen. Misses inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it is a fly ball to right field. Batista makes the catch for out number 1. No advance on the bases. Tying run remains at first. Looked a little fooled off the bat. He took a step in, then had to retreat. So the lineup turns over for the LA Dodgers. It is Joe Torre, who has a double today. He's 1 for 3. Steps up to the plate. Swing and a miss at the fastball, strike 1. Line drive right at Spider-Man. Tom Holland makes the catch for out number 2. Perfect placement. Was right there to make the catch. Hit it on the nose, but can't steer the ball. Up next is Robinson Cano. He's 2 for 3, 3 for 7 in the series, and the manager will go to the bullpen and bring in the Vision, Paul Bettany. In relief, Paul Bettany, star of WandaVision. Games 16, record 1-0 with a 1.80 earned run average. He's there to get Robinson Cano, left-handed hitter against lefty pitcher. Swing and a miss at the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. He's throwing lasers. Sinking fastball, fouled off. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Cano. Out in front of the curveball, struck him out swinging, and the side is retired. But they do score a run on the solo home run by Xander Bogaerts, and after 7 innings of baseball, it's a 3-2 lead for the Avengers. To pitch the 8th inning for the Dodgers is Nick Vincent. This is his 21st appearance out of the bullpen. He's 2-0 with a 1.78 earned run average. He's pitched well so far this season. Leading off is Tom Holland, Spider-Man, 2 for 3, a single, a double, a run scored. He leads off the top of the 8th. And he yanks the fastball down the left field line, out of play, strike one. Fouls off the fastball, count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Holland. And it is a fly ball to left center field. Back to right in front of the warning track is Musial. He makes the catch for out number 1. Pitching comparison, 2 starters, Chris Pratt versus Luis Castillo. As you can see, they've both done a really good job, but one's got to win and one's got to lose. Right now, Chris Pratt stands to win, so we'll see what happens. Next up is Robert Downey Jr. He's got an RBI double today. The bullpen is active for the Dodgers. 2 right-handers warming up. So 1 out, bases empty, top of the 8th. 3-2 lead for the Avengers. Pitches outside, ball 1. 2 lefties, check that. Chris Russin and Brett Martin getting loose. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes on Robert Downey Jr. High, 3 balls, no strikes. Will he have the green light on 3-0? No, he will not. I don't swing on 3-0. He's going to take a pitch. Let's see what happens. Finds the knees. Strike 1. 3-1 count. I pick the controller back up, and let's see what happens. The shackles are now off. Let's go. But that's ball 4. So with 1 out, a walk to Iron Man. And up next is Chris Evans, switch hitter batting from the left side. He's 0 for 3 and 1 for 8 in this series so far. Chris Evans plays Steve Rogers in the Marvel Universe. Pitches high, ball 1. Tony leads off first. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. 1-run lead for the Avengers. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. And suddenly, Nick Vincent can't seem to find the strike zone. He walked Stark. Now he's down 2-0 to Evans. That was in there. A little late on it. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, late on the fastball. Now the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at first. Chases the 2-seam fastball. Count remains 2-2. And that's a drive to right. Back goes at the track. Judge makes the catch for out number 2. No advance on the bases. So deep drive, but it's just an out. So next up is Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther, who has an RBI single today. He is 1 for 3. 2 outs, runner at first. Here comes the pitch from Vincent. Checks his swing, but the changeup is low, ball 1. Ground ball to the shortstop, throws to second for the force, and the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 3-2 lead for the Avengers here in Game 2 of this 3-game set between the Dodgers and the Avengers. So bottom of the 8th. Leading off is Stan the Man Musial, who's 2 for 3 today. Paul Bettany is in there still for his second inning of work. Misses inside with the fastball, ball one. Slow roller charging is Tom Holland. Spider-Man throws to first in time, one away. Next up is Big Papi, David Ortiz, who's 0 for 3, popped out in the sixth. He's hitting only .207 on the season. And he's late on the fastball, fouls it off, strike one. Before I go any further, I'm going to go back to the manager's office and the bullpen, and I'm going to sit down Ed Norton, and I'm going to warm up Jeremy Renner. Jeremy Renner is the closer, the Hawkeye. At this point, I'll bring him in for a 4 or 5 out save if I need to. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate, and the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Big Papi. Ground ball, diving past the diving attempt by Spider-Man and into right field. It is a 1-out single for David Ortiz. Here's the replay. Couldn't quite get a glove on it. So, tying runs at first base. Up next is Aaron Judge. Fastball is triple digits, 100 miles an hour in there for strike one. Aaron is 0 for 3 today. Curveball looked like a strike, but called a ball. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, that's a drive. That could do it. That is a 2-run home run from Aaron Judge. And just like that here, with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, the Dodgers take a 4-3 lead in this game 2 of a 3-game set between the Dodgers and the Avengers. So they're looking to tie this series up at 1 apiece. They lost yesterday 7-2, and now they've just taken a 4-3 advantage. Looking to turn this into 1 apiece. So next up is Steve Finley. Here comes the replay. Just crushed it. 2-run home run from Aaron Judge to give the Dodgers a 4-3 lead. So Bettany's staying in there because it's a lefty versus lefty, even though he just got crunched. Fastball in there, strike one. Finley's 0 for 3. He's hitting .328 on the season, but he's 0 for 3 today. Fouls off the sinker. Count is 0-2. Again, just gets a piece of the fastball. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss out and sinking fastball. Swing over the top. It's 2 away. Here's the replay. But the big hit has already happened. It's a 2-run home run. It's giving the Dodgers the lead. Just trying to put out the fire now. Now Xander Bogaerts had a solo home run. We're going to take him out. Bullpen. We're bringing in Jeremy Renner. He needs work anyway. He's had a terrible season so far. In 10 games, he's 0-2. He does have 6 saves, but he's blown 2 saves in dramatic fashion. His ERA is 9.72. So let's get him some work. High strike, but a strike nonetheless. Count is 0-1 on Bogaerts. Need to get something slow in his arsenal, maybe. Lines it into the camera well. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Bogaerts. Bogaerts plays for the Boston Red Sox in real life. Strike 3 called outside corner, freezes him. So the inning is over. We go to the top of the 9th. Now it's last licks for the Avengers as the Dodgers take a 2-run home run, gives them a 4-3 lead at the end of 8 innings of play. Can the Avengers tie this ball game? Bruce Sutter, the closer, he's got 11 saves in 14 innings pitched. He's not scored a run in 14 innings. His ERA is 0. Leading off for the Avengers, Don Cheadle, who's 0 for 3. He's the center fielder today, War Machine.
Number 10.
And he's late on the fastball, skies it to left center field. Finley makes the catch. One pitch, one away here in the ninth. League leaders and in the National League for closers, as you can see, Eric Gagne, Mariano Rivera, and Tyler Duffy are all tied for first with 12. Bruce is looking to make it a four-way tie, so hopefully I can keep him from doing that. So Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk, in his last at-bat in the 7th, did this. He hit a solo home run, and he'd like to do it again to tie this ball game. Let's see what happens. One out, bases empty, top of the ninth, 4-3 lead for the Dodgers. Hard ground ball to the second baseman, Cano Fields, fires, got him, and the Marvel Avengers are down to their final out of the game.
Now batting, number 63.
Next up is Idris Elba. Before Idris gets up, I'm going to see if there's any lefties that I can substitute. You know what? Yeah, I think... No, you know what? I trust Idris. Nah, Idris is going to hit. I was going to maybe pinch hit Dr. Strange, but I'm going to leave Idris Elba in. Pitch is outside, ball one. So 2 outs in the ninth, down by a run. Their closer's on the mound. And that's a deep drive, but it could be playable. No, it's not. It's going to one-hop to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Elba. He'll be a 2-out double. So the tying run will be in scoring position with 2 outs in the ninth. Clutch hit, clutch 2-out hit. I thought Finley might have a chance off the bat, but it just took off like a rocket. So next up is Dave Bautista, Drax the Destroyer, who is 0 for 3. So Drax, nope, you know what? They locked me out, so I'm leaving Drax in. It's meant to be. Dave Bautista's 0 for 3. Pitch is low, ball one. 2 outs in the ninth, runner in scoring position. A single could tie the game at 4. Let's see what happens. Pulls it foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Dave Bautista. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike on Drax. Swing and miss. It's the slider low, and they're down to their final strike. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bautista. Just gets a piece to stay alive. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Bottom of the ninth. 4-3 lead for the Dodgers. Here comes a pitch from Suter. The count will go full, 3-2. On deck is the new Captain America, Anthony Mackie. And that's a line drive base hit, but he will not be able to score on it, as the strong throw from right field holds him at third. There are runners at first and third, still with 2 outs in the ninth. And it will come down to this. The tying run is 90 feet away. Here in the bottom of the ninth, with 2 outs, up steps Anthony Mackie, looking to cut the check. Let's see what he can do. Anthony is 0 for 4 today. He has 3 homers and 23 runs batted in on the season. And he bounces it, throws to second for the force, and the side is retired. Ball game over, and the LA Dodgers win 4-3. So the Dodgers even this 3-game series at 1 game apiece. The Marvel Avengers are now 24-15 and are 2.5 games behind these Dodgers. And the rubber match will be tomorrow. Best of 3, best 2 out of 3. As obviously, I'm not sure who the winning pitcher is, but we'll find out right now. The winning pitcher is Nick Vincent. The loser is Vision, Paul Bettany, who gave up that 2-run home run to Aaron Judge in the bottom of the 8th inning in this game. And Bruce Sutter gets save number 12 to have a 4-way tie for first place in the National League. Player of the game is Stan Musial, who's 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and RBI. And this has been a presentation of Avengers Baseball. Thank you so much. I am RC Robbin. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. I hate to lose, but if you're going to play every game and you're not going to skip innings and simulate games, sometimes you lose. It happens. I'm going to try my best to win 2 out of 3 against these LA Dodgers. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're interested in a video game called Days Gone, I will be popping back on the PlayStation Network and on YouTube in the next hour or so to play a little bit of Days Gone. It's a zombie survival horror game. I hope to see you there. But if not, until next time, the final here in Los Angeles Dodgers Stadium is the LA Dodgers win 4-3. Have a great night. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching.